Hello, everyone, and welcome to the UBports Community Update for August 19th, 2017. Today we have a bunch of news and a lot of questions which have been asked by the community in the forum, and we actually have a big lineup of them today. So let's get right into it. Joining me this week are Marius.
Hello.
And Flo, everyone's favorite.
Hi. What?
Hey.
Haven't you heard? I'm sorry, when you came back, did everyone get excited, Marius?
Have I been gone?
Well, maybe we need to try that sometime.
Maybe we need to throw me out for some days.
Mm-hmm. That would be the best option, of course, to throw you out.
And he can literally say, I'm gone fishing, and it would be true.
Yeah, it would. We have actually been fishing after you left.
So Jan killed his first baby fish, or what?
Yeah. Now we are going completely, and no one have no idea what we're talking about. So let's get right into it.
How about we start at the beginning?
Yeah, we start from the beginning. We, the UBports Board of Directors, have been in a local meeting where everyone together in Norway, having a big discussion, setting up all structures, and having just a plan for the future we have set together. And with that, many great ideas have come forward. And more of this will be posted in a blog post later. But for now, we can go over the basic. So, Flo, want to tell a little about it, what we discussed?
Yeah, maybe we should just make a small recap. So, for the people that don't know, we are going to create or to found a foundation for UBports. The main reasons for these are legal reasons, tax reasons, and other stuff, so that we can really work with, let's say, or shape our idea better. It is necessary for the donations, for all the money that we are trying to put on certain tasks, and so sorry, that we exist legally. So there will be a foundation under German law. It will be founded in Berlin, and there are founding members, of course, which was basically the idea also that we meet face to face and exchange ourselves a little bit about that, about the internal structure also of the foundation, and where we are actually going with that. And it was a really great idea to do this in Norway, because I think the place was really nice. It was much better than on a busy airport, as we joked before, that we just meet somewhere and leave on the same day. So no, it was really nice, and I think it was a benefit to see each other in person, to talk not only on the online meetings or on chat, but really face to face. And I took a lot of spirit with me. The basic things, I think, are that there is a board of directors. This is, of course, Marius is part of it. Jan is part of it. Me. Then we have Niels and Ricardo.
Both of which have not been seen on this program before. Yes.
The thing is, I think people will introduce themselves later on. If some of you don't know yet who those people are, some of them haven't been on the Q&A now, but maybe we will get them here also. Let's see. And we defined a little bit our strategy and what we want to do, and also the relation to other groups in the foundation, because the board of directors is just a small group. There will be members, and there will be steering committees and some small groups related to certain tasks, let's say to development, to community, for marketing, for Q&A, and so on. So all about this we talked, and yeah, I think there are some first results. Let me see. For example, we defined a strategy for the logo, for the appearance, for the brand, or for the wording that we want to have with our products. We talked about the relationship towards Canonical and towards Ubuntu, actually. And I think pretty much gets cleared up here what we want to do. For example, that it's possible for us to use the Ubuntu logo. This is already a first result of negotiations with Canonical. So we will be able to brand the phone and other things around it with the Ubuntu logo, with this circle of friends, with this round-shaped yellow thing, or not so yellow thing, depends on the color that we want to have. So the foundation already gains a little bit of traction because we are being taken serious, also by Canonical, also by others. And we, of course, we hope that when we grow and when we get more official, that everybody else will also see that this is really a serious project, that we are not just doing this in our free time and just for fun, but really want to establish a structure that has some longer existence. And the board members are here for the for the next 2 years, and we will have also elections. So the community can also decide about what's going on by deciding for the people that are working for the community. So we're not sitting here forever. If you're not happy with us or with me after 2 years, then you can start a vote, and maybe somebody else will step into my place. Okay. Yeah. What else?
Yeah, I think I would add to that also what Flo is saying about the trust and where you leave the trust and the seriousness of the project. And this is something that I believe is really important, is that you are not trusting one person anymore, which was me. You are now trusting multiple people to make the right decisions. And as we know, multiple people do make better decisions than one person alone.
It's too early to start this.
This is, we want people to like, when giving us trust in one way, because you are with the mobile phone product. With this, you can also now trust, instead of trusting one person, as I said, you're trusting a group of people to make the right decisions. And I think this is something people can really benefit of, and really see that the point of having the foundation is not only with money and have with the community itself. Yeah, sorry, Dalton. Thanks, Dalton. But I think with this is that you don't trust one person anymore. I'm repeating myself. I will now give it over to Dalton.
Okay, thanks. Your connection needs some help.
It needs a lot of help, and it's cutting me off.
I've been having the same problems lately. I looked at my DSL modem, and yes, I still have DSL, America. And there's error counts. The line is like, please help. I don't know what's going on. So, with that out of the way, we are creating. Oh, by the way, Mario. Okay, I moved on to the YouTube live chat for a moment. We are creating the foundation. If you'd like to learn more about it, you can go to the UBports website at ubuports.com and click on Foundation in the header navbar. And it brings up the overview, our statutes, which are finalized now?
Mostly done. Yeah, they're not completely done.
Mm-hmm. As well as an application form if you would like to apply to become a voting member or otherwise non-voting member. There are quite a few different types that you can be. And those are all described in the statutes if you're particularly interested in reading them. So that's where you would go to learn more about that. Okay. But
somebody is suggesting that we need to fix Mario's internet connection, and this is a priority project for the foundation. Let's see, yeah. But I'm not sure if it's possible to fix. I mean, this is also some technical limitations. I would say we just go on. And did we talk about the membership a little bit? I mean, can we say something, for example, that it will be possible for interested people to join the foundation via an application, and inside the application, you will describe a little bit about yourself. What is your motivation? What is your experience? And in which part or in which group you want to contribute. And there are among those people choosing from the applications is also Dalton, so he will be related to that as let's say how is this called in US? Not hiring, evaluating applications, and so casting, actual selection process. I mean, we don't expect that 2,000 people will join immediately, but there will be a certain, let's say, certain requirements. We will not take everyone, right? We want to have really the most motivated people in the various groups that we have. So I think it's just a little bit too early to say that it's possible right now already, but when it's possible to join, we will spread the link everywhere, I think, and invite everyone that is interested to join actually the foundation and join the community also. Yeah. That's the idea, because we need a lot of more help in certain areas, that's clear. And I want to thank all the people that are so patient with some of the things, and they are waiting and asking politely every 1 or 2 weeks, what's the status of this or that? And unfortunately, for many things, we can just say the state is the same like last week. Yeah? So by inviting more people and more hands to help us, we hope that we can speed up certain things. Because if we don't do this, we are just 5 to 10 people working in our free time. And we should not forget that on the canonical side, it was around 100 people working for the phone as a full-time job, completely dedicated. So I think it's important with more members and more qualified hands, we can reach our targets much more efficiently than now. And then we also do not need to work in parallel on so many things. There were already questions about, it looks like that these guys are working here and there and so on. But at a certain point, of course, we have to look into all the things. We have to accept the bugs, we have to test, we have to try. And then it's going from here to there to here again. Yeah, of course, structured works is a little bit differently, but with more people involved and much more focus in their groups or in their topics, I think it will be better. So yeah, let's hope we will try to establish this process, how you can join us. And yeah, let's see. I'm already excited to see all the new faces coming. Yeah. Good.
We have had a few people say they filled out the application form already. It is on the website, and they're all being submitted. So
this was what I'm not sure about, if the submission is already working and if we're already receiving the applications. So I hope that if they fill it out now, that everything is somewhere in the waiting queue. And
it's just working out a couple of things in Odoo at the moment, which is to be expected.
Okay. Okay, that means basically if somebody likes, he can already take a peek in the form and maybe press and submit already. Who knows? Yeah. We have a little technical problem here because Mario says again network disruption. I just wanted to close this topic maybe and lead over what will go on in the next few weeks. And I wanted to ask Marius to tell us a little bit about what he's planning to do on the Ubucon in Paris. So I will take over a little bit. We will be present with some people on the Ubucon in Paris. And I don't know the exact agenda for us, but everyone who is who wants to go to Paris or is actually there already can meet a few of our guys there. So if you want to meet a few UBports people, head off to the Ubucon and try to find one of our speeches there, or is it only one? I don't know. Maybe Marius can tell us.
Yes. We will have a table where we stand, one speak, where me and John are gonna drill some knowledge into you.
Sounds fun.
But at least me and John is gonna be there, and also some smooth people are gonna be there. So hat on up, and don't be scared to approach me or John. Just say
Why
hi.
would they be?
Well, we are some scary guys. No, I'm kidding. But just don't be afraid. Come and talk to us. We are not biting.
I was really very, very surprised to see the size of Jan and of Ewald. They are really giants. It's unbelievable. But yeah, would be fun. And then there is a second Ubucon, which is in October. This is the smaller variant for. I don't understand their system really, but there is the official Ubucon Europe in Paris, and then there's the German branch, and this will be in Wolfsburg. And it's not quite clear, not 100% confirmed, but I think I will go there, at least me for my private interest. So it could also be that we are officially on the Ubucon Germany in Wolfsburg then in October. So this is one of the things that also the foundation wants to do, live appearances on conferences, on certain events, and to transport a little bit more of our vision and to talk with the people face to face also. Yeah, and also it will be possible to actually join the community, or at least apply for the community there by filling in the form when you are on our representative booth, let's say, which is maybe depends on the event, but as I heard, there will be something also for the Ubucon Paris already. We managed in almost no time to get the possibility, even it was already very late for the application for the conference, but somehow they let us in, and I think this is also very nice of them, yeah, that we were able to attend with the staff and with a talk there, and also with some small booth. Yeah. Good. So this was more or less summary of our event or our meeting in Bergen. Did we forget anything? I think not for the moment. I think we can start a small round of questions if we like.
Mm-hmm. Unless Marius has anything to add with, we'll call it a sprint.
No, I think we covered the best we could. And as I said, we will have a blog post and more information and more detailed explanation what we discussed.
Excellent. Well, thank you. So we will run right into the questions there. And let's go to YouTube live chat first because they've been sitting there. He says, by the way, Maria, we have nothing to see. Go away. In the live chat. Don't go away, please. Saying, nice headphones, Marius.
Oh, yeah. These are...
People can't hear you. You took them off.
Well, well, I didn't talk, but those are my shiny new. Thanks to the donations. Thanks, guys. Hopefully I sound better. Hopefully, maybe.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good, yeah.
They sound very good also. It's kind of, and also it has noise cancellation, so I can't hear anything around me. So that's also pretty good. So I can now focus on only working on, have full blast music and only work on C++. That's nice. See, the community did a smart move there. They want me to focus. Huh?
Okay. 1604 is dead. Yes. Did anything happen on 16? Nothing to see. Go away is asking again. Did anything happen on 1604 while you guys were over there, or was it all, or mostly, the foundation raising and getting our priorities in line?
It was mostly planning. There was no real development going on the sprint, and for the development side of things, Jan have been staying with me for a while, so me and Jan have been hacking around. I know you guys have seen some new stuff that's coming up, but I've been working on the new recovery. I've also been working on OTA 2, and also getting that ready to be pushed soon. Some battery fixes, some flashlight fixes, and channel switching. Have been working on finalizing that. So there has been some stuff that has been done, but most of it is not completely done yet. But the recovery is pushed. So you could maybe in some days see that landing on the Nexus 5, OnePlus One, and the Fairphone 2.
What does the new recovery change?
Change. It has now a new install screen. The robot is now blinking. It has a nice design. And also there is some fixes for flashing. It's more of a fail-safe where if it can't find the fstab file, it will then default back to trying to find out the path for recovery and boot image for itself. This is more technical, but it's a fix in there.
Okay, excellent. And I have seen that OTA 2 is close to being 100% complete. 4 bugs away.
There's 4 bugs away. 2 of them are pretty much done. I already pushed some of the channel switching, but it needs some final touches and some testing. And the 2 others, it's Hammerhead bugs, so it needs to be squished. Hammerhead equals Nexus 5.
And I did see that the battery indicator fix, which was causing the battery to go down to 50%, jump back up to 100%, and then go down again, was actually caused by it trying to read the temperature of the battery instead of the percentage.
Yeah, there was a weird bug because when it tried to contact dbus and say, hey, I want battery, it got 2 values. It first got the real value and then it got a minus value, which in some weird way just split it in 2. That makes no sense, but it works now.
Android drivers, let's leave it at that.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is the ecosystem that we've allowed to happen, everyone.
Well, yeah, it's I don't know why they made it, because in normal Linux you have the temperature and the battery in the same path, but here they had 2 paths. They had 1 path capacity, and then you had a path just for the temperature, which makes no sense. But yeah, blame Android.
Okay, that's easy enough. Moving on, we have more questions. Some of them came in from the forum. I'm going to start out with one. We had Speed Racer and Stefano in the forum ask about a couple of bugs. Guys, while I really appreciate you guys trying to participate in the Q&A, we don't like answering questions about bugs, such as when are they going to be fixed, because this is software development and the answer is always when they get fixed. If you'd like to check on the status of a bug or report a bug, please go to our GitHub organization and report it in UBports Touch. There are instructions on how to report bugs in a way that we can read them there. All right? I'll let them know that I answered that there. We have more fun, because we also had more questions about OTA 2, mostly the release date, which I think we're getting closer to now. Hello?
Right?
Hello?
Was a question?
The OTA 2 release date, how's that?
The OTA
going?
release date. The thing is, I would say there are 2 strategies. We discussed this also some time ago in the group that we are here. You can release on a certain date. Let's say you can release every month, every 6 weeks, every 8 weeks or so, and just push what is available. And then if something is not finished, you have to carry over this issue to the next OTA. So when we set up this list of features, we said, okay, these are the features that we want to have for the OTA. but we said we want to have a stable release cycle, but we also allow it a little bit to move, because those features on the list now, the remaining four tickets, we really want to close for OTA 2. So we deviated from the original plan. And this is also, I think, the reason why we cannot say exactly it will be on that date. We could say, okay, we let it run for another, I don't know, some time, and whatever is left will be pushed on the next OTA. But on the other hand, then you have these long-lasting open items, and then maybe they get shifted from the next to the next, and so on. We need to work, and we need to close these things at a certain point. So I think we still feel like we want to finish what's there. We don't add new features to the OTA, that's clear. Everything else will go to the next one, to OTA 3. And we want to implement those remaining things. And but to estimate the time and to say, okay, it will be in 1 week, in 2 weeks, or in 4 weeks, I also cannot tell this. Yeah? I mean, maybe Marius is eager to say this is just a week of work of that and that much time, but I will not decide for him. Yeah? And basically, it's because it's hammerhead issues. It's also not that everyone can work on it. Yeah? You need a little bit experience with the device and with the stuff behind. So many people ask us, for example, this for the Nexus 4 was such a question, why we only have one guy working on a Nexus 4 and why it's so slow. And I must say, okay, every device is different. So first of all, you need to have the device. You need to work for some time with it to understand how it works, and then you really need the time and the focus and the dedication to do it. And it's not that you can just add another resource, add another guy there and say, you 5 people work now on Nexus 4 and then it's finished in 2 weeks. This is not going to work. Some of these things need research and development that are really, really, let's say, poorly documented or even not findable on the internet. So to give an ETA for certain bugs is really a tough thing. But maybe Marius wants to say something about what he thinks. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I completely agree with Flo there. With this kind of development, you have no whatsoever docs of going after. There's none have done it before you, and that's the thing. Is that kind of staring at a black device sometimes and just wonder, how does this work? How do I do it? And that takes time. And you, at that point, you have no clue what's going on. So
Dead air.
for you to know, yeah, with this kind of development, it's kind of guessing game also at the same time, because you have no way of knowing what you're doing, because you are dealing with closed source binaries. So you're kind of just testing stuff, and with that kind of development, you really have no clue on time date. It's not like you are trying to make a channel switcher where you know what you do, you just need to do it. Those kind of project is more because you know what to do and you know what needs to be done. But here you don't know what's to be done. You just know this doesn't work, and that's the information you have, and you have to start from there where to go. So so yeah, and also I can add to that, one asked on the supergroup, no documentation about what to do after porting to Halium. And that's also the same. Is no one has written it before, so we kind of have to get someone to write it. And we are in the progress of writing stuff in Halium, and Halium is poorly documented at this time. But you have to know that, first of all, writing documents, good documents, is not an easy task for something that have never been documented before. You are documenting something completely new, and the issue for that is it's a hard thing.
Okay, that is the frustration of Marius for today.
But I love it though. It's so fun.
Mm-hmm. Sure, we'll go with that.
When it works. It's just the satisfaction when things work is just unbelievable. But when it doesn't work, of course it's annoying. But when it works, it's super fun.
Well, while we're at it, we have Oh, we have a question about Halium, and we have a question about documentation, and both of these I could roll into really easily right now. So I'm going to start with the documentation one, because I'm egotistical or something like that. So, Donix in our forum, and I probably just butchered username, and I'm sorry, asked, why are you moving to ReadTheDocs? Because we've been starting a push recently to move our wiki onto ReadTheDocs, and if you want to help with that, we could definitely use the U. The reasoning for this is twofold. First, we've outgrown our wiki. We had our first round of someone trying to vandalize it recently, and rolling it back is easy enough because it's Git, but we're worried that once things start to roll through it, it did take a little bit for us to find out the page had been vandalized. So we don't want that to happen and people getting the wrong information, especially when some of the information can lead to you bricking your phone. Else than that, ReadTheDocs gets people into the Git workflow that we all work in, almost everyone on the team, except maybe the people handling marketing, but even they do at times. It brings people into this kind of workflow, this way of working that we're already used to, and that a lot of developers are already used to. It's also really, really nice looking. If you've ever looked at a ReadTheDocs page, which I'm sure you have, it's nice, it's laid out well, and I really enjoy writing it. We also ran into some issues with Markdown not being powerful enough for us versus restructured text. So yeah, a lot of reasons. And that's my story. Now, to bring everyone else back in, we have another question from Donix, and I probably just butchered your username again, and I'm sorry. Is the Halium, and this is switching gears back to Halium, we could have rolled into either one of these questions easily. Is the Halium rootfs publicly accessible? And the rootfs is the bits of software that you use to test Halium on a newly ported device. Can you access that and get it on your phone?
Yes, that is accessible, and that is made by Bushan, and is built by the KDE Jenkins system. I don't have the link right now, but if you ask Bushan in the supergroup or in the Halium channel, I'm sure he will be welcome to give you the link.
Right, and you can get to that via halium.org.
Yeah.
There's a link to that group. If you're willing to develop on Halium, keep that one on topic because there are a lot of developers who really enjoy not being interrupted. And I've learned that the hard way once or twice. Okay,
My network
so
is dying.
yes, you can access that, but you need to ask for the link for now. We will make that better as time goes on. Halium does need quite a bit of attention at the moment in infrastructure, which we're willing to provide. Okay. Continuing on with a bit of Halium, a bit of 1604. WLBI, who I have seen in the YouTube live chat, and I'm not going to try to pronounce the extended version of WLBI because it's German.
I can literally translate it, why Linux is better, which is nearly the same in English and in German. So it's a WL IB, but in German it's BI. The last two words are reversed. This is how it is. So yeah, go ahead with him.
Why Linux is better. Okay.
Yes, that's actually his channel. And you can watch him in German, of course, only, but you can watch him on YouTube also. And I think he's quite famous already, yeah? At least in the German community.
Okay. He asked, will the M10 tablets actually get 1604? Since we have said two separate things on that.
And on that question is yes, because it already supports it. Canonical has already done the heavy lifting on that device, so that device can easily for us be ported over. We don't need to do any Android development, any kernel development. Everything is just so. That's why we are bringing that over, and also because it's our own tablet, and also tablet is using Ubuntu Touch, and also it's a thing you can also use as just have a docking station and just plug it in and use it as a laptop, which is also a pretty cool idea.
Okay. That is a question that I've seen a few times because we have given some mixed signals on the closed Android and
Yeah.
not being able to bring 1604 to it. Which
Yeah, I think there has been a confusion around the different devices, and we have said as yes, it is closed source, but Canonical has done the heavy lifting, so that's why we can easily bring it in without any hassle.
at least we hope.
At least, yeah. Well, I have been testing it. I've been running it, so
Okay.
it does work.
Okay. And our last question from the forum today, as long as you're finished with that one.
What? Yeah, I'm finished. Yep.
Which devices currently support Halium? It's not documented anywhere.
It's not documented. Bigger and bigger. We have Nexus 5, Nexus 5X. I have it running on OnePlus 5, OnePlus 3, OnePlus X, OnePlus 5, OnePlus.
Oof.
OnePlus 2. I mean OnePlus 2. Fairphone 2. And mobile devices. I think there's more than what I said. Yeah.
Whew. Okay. That's a lot. And we're going to work on documenting that somewhere. I have a few ideas, but
yeah, I think that's something we should work together with the Halium people. I also started contributing a little bit on the porting guide and tried actually to myself follow the existing guide, make all the changes in the files, compile it, and see what comes up. And by following the steps and finding out what's not working or what's not documented in such a way that everybody understands and improving it with a few iterations, I think we can deliver some documentation that everybody will be able to follow. What is a little bit still on the downside for me on some of the ports onto Halium is that not all of the hardware is working flawlessly as we would expect it. So compared with our high expectations for some of the already ported devices like Nexus 5, there are some aspects in Halium that need to be addressed again. We already solved it for the, let's say, older 1504 image plus the old kernel and so on and so on. But now again, because we build on the common base, some of the things need to be addressed. So basically, related to our quality standards, there is still some work to do. And also to connect it with the 1604 root file system, I think, will be sometimes not working just by loading it and it's finished. So I just want to say that the people should not have the impression that the work is already finished and by booting Halium and it's there. It needs the whole QA cycle and actually go through some additional customization to get it working as they were used on 1504. I think that's one of the things. Yeah. But on the other hand, there is a lot of activity in the Halium channel. So if you join it, and I'm just reading this as a passive, let's say, lurker, there are so many messages, and some days I cannot follow. So Halium is really gaining some traction also, and getting a lot of interest, and a lot of people have joined there. And the more hands, the better. It's the same like for what we said before. The more people try to port phones and try to fix bugs, the better it will be. Of course, documentation is important, but also some things can only be documented when they have worked at least a few times in a reproducible way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly correct. And we have a lot of hands coming into Halium. There's us, KDE Plasma, LuneOS, which I believe was the continuation of WebOS, which I'm actually really interested in, as well as a few others, which I'm not sure of right now.
Yeah, we also have
Selfish was looking.
Astra OS, which is a phone for smartphones.
Oh, Asteroid, that's right.
Asteroid,
the mobile, the smartwatch one.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's pretty cool. Where you can have a mobile watch, mobile Linux phone, and also mobile Linux desktop. We are getting Linux everywhere here. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I got really excited when I heard that. Yeah. But we need to bring it back to UBports and back to our questions.
Hmm.
Mikkel, and I hope that was right, asked, any thought on notifications lately?
I can give a small overview again. What is the state and what is the idea? So basically, there was already some work done to get the local notification daemon or group of daemons that are running on the phone to work together in such a way that we can also call periodically into some apps to ask them or to give them the chance to check something in the background. You know, there is the story with this life cycle on the phone, that all the apps that are on the background, and when the phone is switched off, then nothing is allowed to consume the CPU to run. And we want to make a little exception here to not affect too much the power usage, of course, because not all the apps will continuously run in the background. But on the other hand, that there will be a daemon that can that accepts registration for apps that say, I want to do a little work from time to time, and he will call this app, let's say, every 5 to 20 minutes or so, and then the application can actually do a small piece of work for checking something in the background and then go to sleep again. So basically, this is already existing. This was already done when still under canonical, let's say, guidance, and parts of that are already even in the actual image. So we're just working out for which apps this would make sense. For example, for Shoot, it makes sense for Deco, and I'm also in contact with Dan that this will be implemented. The other story is that Dan wants actually to wait with that until we are on 16.04. So currently it's not in the current Deco image, but there will be a testing with it probably where we will see if it works. So that will allow that things go a little bit more smoothly. We don't need necessarily the central push server for notifications. However, it's still a problem with Telegram, of course, because for Telegram, we can implement the same approach. Yeah. On the other hand, we don't know how well this will work because the Telegram app is really, really, let's say, complicated. So by calling it every 5 minutes in a headless mode to just gather the count of messages that are not being read and have not been read and push this to the notification might or might not work. I cannot say today. So there is still the plan B, let's say, or another plan for the future that we worked out with the Sailfish OS guys. They were working on a push server, on an open source push server someday, which is basically also a draft or a proof of concept only. But we could work together with them and try to go into that direction. But this will take a long time. So for the moment, the local notifications are something that is reasonable and this will work. The applications can hook in there and get some CPU cycle that they can generate local notifications on the phone. Yeah. And I think we will follow that way and see how it goes. Yeah. I hope this answers the question. It was a quite short question by Mikkel, but if you want to follow up, just write another message.
Okay, and that actually brings us to our last question today. From the YouTube live chat, Marius Quebec asks, Marius, how's that coconut going? So, a little backstory on that. On Friday, yesterday, we had our regular meeting with the foundation board, as it will be someday. And after that, after it was all finished, we had everything done. We got on another hangout with a few friends of the project, friends of Marius. And Jan joined the call while he was at Marius's house. And we got a few interesting tidbits from while Marius was working, including Jan had asked Marius if he wanted a coconut, and somehow this led to them driving to the store and buying a coconut.
Yeah, but you have to understand it. Jan didn't ask me if I wanted coconut. He asked it if I want Coke, as in Coca-Cola, or not. So he asked, "Do you want coconut?" And that just led to us immature buying a coconut. But yeah, it was good. It was. I haven't had coconut in years, and the idea was just to taste it again. And since Jan not here, we just bought the coconut. It's not that expensive, so. But they're hard. They're really hard. They had to drill it open. But yeah.
I think we will call the next OTAs with some symbolic name, and the first OTA 3 will be called Coconut. What do you think?
Yeah.
Nah, we gotta have some alliteration in there, like I don't know.
Cozy Coconut.
Something like that. There you go. Yeah.
Hardy coconut.
No. That's no. No.
Well,
wrong.
I don't know, why do I have this motion all the time? Why do I do this? Doesn't make sense. I still do it.
Okay. Anyway, I think we've fallen off the tracks here. That is it
Quite a bit, yeah.
for the UBports community update on August 2017. Thank you all for being here. Oh, and before we forget, we need to thank our patrons. So, everyone who's on Patreon, you're awesome. At patreon.com/UBports. A lot of names there. Money coming in every month that helps us continue to do what we do. Get testing devices, pay for server infrastructure. Not for this, because this is free, but for everything else, for our build server, which is actually kind of a beast I learned today. Jenkins to do is because of you. So thank you.
Yes.
And with that, we are ready to end. I'll just check. Oh, nothing in YouTube live chat. Okay. So thank you everyone for coming out today to the UBports community update. We'll be back in 2 weeks on the 2nd of September. That's right after school starts for me, my God. College, yeah. So if you'd like to get a hold of us in the meantime, you can get a hold of us on Telegram. We have our mailing lists, which are for news. We have our forum, which is a really great place to get a hold of us if you'd like support or to chat about parts of the OS in an asynchronous fashion. We also have lots of social networks like Twitter and Diaspora. Mastodon. Yeah. So,
G+.
if you'd all like to get a hold of us there, links will be, and also after we have the show notes written up for this, which will be on our blog, we'll link to those in the Q&A, and we'll also be putting timestamps down in the description. So, but if you're this far, I guess you don't really care anymore. Anyway, we'll see you all in the next after 2 weeks, everyone. Thank you for coming out today. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.